My name's Ethan. I have oculocutaneous albinism. I don't know how a regular person sees, but my sight, if you can imagine it, it's like looking down the wrong end of binoculars, combine that with extreme light sensitivity, and cross that with two images doubled on top of one another at different distances, and you get an idea of what my vision's like. My skills would include writing, that's a big part of my life, swimming, ice skating, skateboarding, hablo un poquito de español, play a little bit of piano. I can make really good paper planes. On a day-to-day basis, I overcome a lot of my weaknesses by persevering, by pushing through, by gritting my teeth and moving on, but also by getting help from my parents, from friends, from teachers where I can, my swim coach. The person that helps me in life the most would probably be either one of my parents. I'd have to say they're both the most helpful people in my life.
Looking back when he was a baby, he was always streets ahead of any other baby we knew, and I think he was just fearless because he couldn't see that well. He'd be climbing up staircases and the other babies just be like sitting there propped up on the floor. You know, he'd climb up onto stuff, he'd be all over everything, and I think maybe he just didn't have the realisation of how high he was and that kind of thing, and he was just fearless. I think we've never discouraged Ethan from doing anything, and I think that independence of thought and action has kind of made him who he is today.
The most important thing, I think, is hard work etiquette, and that started with swimming even before school, when he was swimming.
5 o'clock in the morning. Getting
his mind around the concept of if you jump in the pool and you work hard every day, harder than the other guys, you'll be better than everyone else eventually, because that hard work is accumulative, and that's carried through to his writing and his schoolwork and his attitude to just about everything. He works very hard at everything he does.
I've known him through the centre since I've started working here, which is about three and a half years now. And I've started coaching him probably for about a year now. He turns up and he trains hard and he works hard. We've talked about trying to get him to qualify so he can represent Australia in some sort of competitive swimming. The poor kid's never going to be able to drive a car, whereas the rest of us probably can. Yet he's competing in the pool with them on a similar level. He still does very well against mainstream swimmers.
I was impressed with his sort of with his involvement in the lessons. You know, he's always attentive. He always has a great deal to say about the issues that we're dealing with in class. He's very well read, and he's quick, intelligent on the ball. He functions as a normal member of the class. You know? It's not like he's sort of handicapped in any sort of way, really.
You would never have known that he had a disability. Like it's never ever shown up in any of the skating sessions that he has a disability. You would just never know. He just sort of gets on and gets it done and has a go and just keeps trying, and nothing was ever an issue with his eyes.
I have a plan for life insofar as high school, finish the HSC, then I was thinking of going to university, Macquarie University, because it's got an ice rink nearby, so. And then I was thinking of moving overseas, doing a medley of writing and maybe journalism. I remind myself of what I have, and I often think life isn't what life gives you, life is what you make of it.